Welcome to Busy Gardening with Mrs. Busybody. Hey everybody, I'm Lovey. I started this journey as a new gardener here in Zone 8B, South Carolina, but I've graduated with experience. I've moved past the startup phase of building this garden, and I'm now mastering the rhythms of growing my own herbs, flowers, fruits, and vegetables while refining my homesteading skills. Join me as I share hard-earned tips I've picked up while growing, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell to see how we're turning this farm into a feast. Hey everybody, welcome to Busy Gardening with Mrs. Busybody. If you are a new viewer, welcome. And if you are a returning viewer, welcome back. All right, so what we're doing today is harvesting some of my herbs. We have my big, beautiful mullein, my medicinal plant, and we're gonna be harvesting some Italian and Greek oregano. So we gotta get this mullein harvested so that it's not taking over the whole bed from my peppers. And so I'm just gonna start from the outside and start getting these outside leaves cut off, and then we're just gonna let them air dry and then create some tinctures out of the mullein. You can even smoke this if you have any respiratory issues, but I'll be sharing a description of all of the medicinal purposes of the mullein plant in the description. So come along with me as we harvest some herbs today. The wind is really blowing. It looks like it's gonna rain, but Alexa said no rain, so we gonna believe Alexa. And put this right here. But yeah, these mulleins are taking over my raised bed, so it's time to harvest again. And I believe this is my second harvest from this plant. I have another one over there. I'm not gonna touch her just yet. It was important for this one though to be harvested. And so I just start from the bigger outside leaves and get them cut down. And we will definitely rinse them off before allowing them to finally air dry. Now this I do not dehydrate because I just don't feel like breaking down the leaves into smaller portions, but as they dry out, they get real crunchy. And I mix them in with some virgin olive oil to create my tincture that I make out of it, which is a massage oil for pain. And so we're gonna get all her big leaves off because she's taking over the bed. Now, these bright green leaves, I'm gonna let y'all stay because they're not as dark. So that means they don't have as much potency of medicinal purpose in them. And that's my harvest of mullein leaves, if the wind will allow it to stay on. Okay, so we got the mullein done. Next, we're gonna move on over to these oregano and to the sage. All right, so we are back now to get some of this sage harvested. I'm gonna use my white basket for my sage and sit this here. Ooh, that cabbage is getting big right there. Alrighty, so yep, we just gonna come and start snipping off the sage so that the smaller part of the stem can keep sprouting, which I see new sprouts So we're gonna get this sage harvested. Okay, yeah, we gotta harvest because it's still sprouting and it smells so divine. And I will be sharing the medicinal uses of the sage as well as the culinary. We all know it has culinary purposes, but sage also has a lot of medicinal purposes. Now the sage we will dehydrate in my dehydrator, and some we will also be making a tincture. Windy day, but the garden still has to be tended to, even on the windy days, even on the rainy days. Even on the rainy days. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna get you. And we don't keep any of the yellowing leaves. You know, things that look like that. I might leave you, girl. But turn you around. Make my life easier. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna get you, and I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna take them yellowing, ugly looking bottom leaves off. Drop them right back on down in the pot. Check for bugs. All right, so now we are getting to the nitty and the gritty. Taking off the ugly leaves at the bottom. And getting a real harvest off of my sage. But she'll bounce back for sure. She has been here since summer 2020, spring 2025. Yeah, I'm gonna get you too. And so what this is going to do is free up the plant's energy to help the rest of the plant keep sprouting. Because right along this stem here, I don't know if you could see it, but I'll zoom in. Right along this stem, I see a lot of tiny little sage leaves starting to grow. And so we want all the little tinies to grow. And to get the light that they need. They are being covered up by the bigger leaves on the outside. And so we want them to have the space that they need to grow. Turn you around, get you. Ooh, there's a big black something, look like it's stinging. Like an ant with a wing on the back. That could be a termite. That's what termites usually are, but you're not gonna live here in my garden. Sorry for you. Okay, so this is the sage that we have harvested so far. I got a couple of more sprigs on here that I want to get off because I'm giving her a massive haircut. Take all these bottom leaves off that I don't want. And I'm gonna let y'all stay because y'all got little leaves. But here we have a freshly pruned sage plant and my sage harvest. put it to the side with the mullein. This Greek oregano has been here since last year, and it's just growing. It's traveling underneath the soil and sprouting up. It was just originally right here. So now what we're going to do, we're just going to harvest some of these tops before they start to go to flower and get this bush down some. I'm going to need this basket for both. Try to stand that up a little bit. This will also be dehydrated and stored in jars. Comes another wind gust. Yeah, this is a new sprout back here. These are new. This plant was only right here. So what I really want to do is free up so that the oregano that's down in the center can get some daylight and get its color that it's supposed to have. Alright, so what's next is now the Italian oregano. We definitely have to bring this down some before it starts to flower and harvest all of this top. I'm not concerned about putting them in the same basket because I can tell the difference between the two leaves. Well, family, thank you for coming along with me as I harvested my mullein, some broadleaf sage, and 2 types of oregano, some Greek and Italian oregano. And until the next time, I will plant you now and dig you later. Bye.